These men are trying to rebrand Kevin Samuels as this leader who was talking to the black community. Like we've not seen the videos and the history of his presence online. Y'all can't be serious.
Y'all already know what time it is. I got the black V-neck on.
Let's talk about Kevin Samuels and this rebrand, because right now you have men trying to compare this man to Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. Matter of fact, some Twitter users, some black man tweeted and said, oh, y'all acting like he wasn't Martin Luther King, y'all disrespecting him, y'all doing whatever worse than what was done to Martin Luther King after he freed the... Like, I don't think they said freed the slaves, but the fact that they said free, like Martin Luther King, free, what is y'all going on? These black men, these specific black men who are followers of Kevin Samuels are folks who do not read and do not do any critical analysis on anything. Like they really don't be thinking. And we're starting to see them like be hurt. Like, girl, they have lost their long lost father. And now they're trying to make this man a martyr. And let me be honest, we will not be talking about Kevin Samuels 2 years from now. We just won't. We just will not be. Like, the fact that he's even a conversation now is because of his passing. The way he passed away, and we're going to talk about that in this video, the way he passed away is, it looks like karma to some people. It doesn't look like karma to me, because I don't believe in karma, because if Miss Karma was around here doing some things, she would be in Washington, D.C. doing some tap dancing on some folks' throats and necks and stuff before she'd be around here worried about this man who was subleasing an apartment in Atlanta at 56 years old. Let's talk about it. So we're seeing, like, I posted a video on TikTok basically exposing Kevin Samuels with his own words. He did a video 4 years ago where he talked about if he did content bashing women that he will get a lot of likes and a lot of views. Matter of fact, let's watch it real quick.
And a lot of times guys don't want to hear that truth. We just don't. You know, if I come on here talking about, you know, female nature, such and so forth, and if I would start bashing women or talking noise, oh man, the likes and everything will go through the roof. But when you start talking to men saying, guys, you know, cheap is some of the most expensive stuff out there. You gotta do better with your image.
So Kevin Samuels said this out of his own mouth 4 years ago. Now you have black men coming to the aid and defending another black man, because that's all they're good at, is defending patriarchy, defending their privilege, and not acknowledging that they do have some access to privilege. Even though they are minorities, they still have more privilege and more protection than black women. I think that's the thing that black men do not want to, they don't want to acknowledge that. Like, they want to feel like they're the ones getting slain in the streets. They're the ones who are getting this and that. And yes, that is happening. But that is also happening to black women, black queer folks, black trans folks. We see that a lot. But black men want to be on the forefront of that. Like, they want to play some type of oppression Olympics, well, without acknowledging that there's research, there's books written on black men and the privilege they have as being a man. Like, y'all are not out here protecting black women. The fact that y'all was out here giving this man like a huger audience from the content of him bashing women is a direct receipt of that. Like, we're watching Kevin Samuels, a video from 4 years ago where he was just in his car, just, you know, just talking and just literally saying, hey, if I did more content bashing women, then I'm gonna get a lot of views and all the other stuff, because black men don't want to hear the criticism. Yes, Kevin Samuels might have called some black man fat and said he needed to lose some weight, or he broke every once in a while, but that doesn't make up for the 24, whatever, 100 videos of him doing, receiving calls from black women, talking down to them, hanging up in their face, telling them not to believe their kids if they're a victim of abuse or sexual abuse or anything. We're seeing the videos. We're seeing Kevin Samuels treat dark-skinned black women a certain way. We're seeing a video of him disrespecting women who don't fit the politics of desirability. We're seeing that. So when people say that Kevin Samuels is not a colorist, we don't need Kevin Samuels to say he doesn't like dark-skinned women. We can see that in his actions and how he treats dark-skinned women versus light-skinned women and non-black women. We don't have to hear someone directly say some stuff. We go off the actions. And what a lot of y'all are trying to do is gaslight folks and make it seem as though we are crazy, or, oh no, there's no, like, y'all just don't understand. Y'all didn't like the truth. Y'all didn't like the truth. Girl, what truth are you talking about? What are the truths? And if Kevin Samuels is this individual that is the leader of the black community and pushing us forward, what has happened? Because black men still ain't out here making, y'all still out here, a lot of y'all not even making over $50,000 a year. Y'all still not the leaders in education and all the other stuff. Even with all y'all privilege, y'all still not out here getting bags. So I'm confused of what movement is happening. More y'all are wearing suits from ASOS. Like, tell me what y'all are getting, because I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything. Like, I'm not seeing y'all join together to protect black women from abuse. I'm not seeing y'all to like stop black men from harassing black women from walking in and out of like the grocery stores and the gas stations without being harassed. I'm not seeing those numbers. So what go down? So what are y'all doing? What is Kevin Samuels, out of the years he's been online doing this, what is the work that has came out of it? Nothing. I'm watching y'all responding on TikTok, and a lot of y'all, I'm gonna be completely honest, a lot of y'all who are mad and upset, I'm looking at y'all backgrounds, I'm like, girl, this apartment, wherever you live at, looks like it's the slums. So how you even, like, honestly, black men who make under $150,000 a year, any cishet black man that makes under $150,000 a year, y'all shouldn't be talking to be crazy, to be honest, on TikTok, to be honest. Honestly, I can take a lot of y'all girls, to be honest, to be honest, because y'all are not offering black women anything but patriarchy. That's why y'all holding on to it so much, because that's all you all have. That's the only thing that will make a woman submit to you all, because I honestly, just go back to one of my faves, and may she rest in peace. I miss her so much, Aisha Faines, who talked about black men benefit from patriarchy. Because a lot of you all are not making enough money to be able to date so many other women. Like y'all not making enough money y'all are not making enough money. So monogamy works for y'all. Y'all are not, like, it actually hurts black women, because girl, the more black women out here dating say, hey girl, like I'm getting to the bag, like I'm doing all these things, like girl, I don't have time to be staying with this one man and trying to make it work when he ain't even out here, like we in debt and he ain't making, like, what's the tea, what's the giving? But we are seeing the rebrand from videos from some YouTubers or whatever who are coming out trying to rebrand him as this leader or this thought-provoking person. Kevin Samuels never came in, never with any quotes or any like books that are good references for the things and the teachings that he's giving. It was always based off of feelings and what he thought. But a lot of relationship gurus are scammers. A lot of them are, because a lot of folks want relationship. A lot of people want to be want to be married. They want to be loved. I'm not gonna lie, I want to be loved. I want to experience that. I don't want to be 56 years old and subleasing an apartment in Buckhead and dying on a floor with a person that I just met the night before who doesn't even know my apartment number. Like, that's what's scary to me. And I don't look at that as karma. I see that as a part of Kevin Samuels, because let's be honest, had that been a black woman, they probably would have saved him, to be honest. And it's no shade. Had that been a black woman, she would have done the most to make sure, because like I said in my previous video, black women are taught to be nurturers. There are nurturers in our community, even when they don't have to be, and they shouldn't have to be for a lot of us, because a lot of you all are not deserving of that. But you're not telling me no black woman is coming and would have known, like, what if she would have went outside and said, girl, what's the apartment number? Like, she didn't even know the apartment number. I'm not saying that she's responsible for his death, but she sure as hell did make sure that he continued on. I'm not saying that she's responsible for his death. I don't want to put that on her. I think it's quite interesting that this was somebody that he just met and she doesn't know anything about him. And he telling women that they don't need to be promiscuous. They don't be doing all these other things. And here you are being promiscuous with somebody who they don't even know who your immediate contact is. Like, at 56 years old, like, you didn't even believe the stuff that you were teaching. Trying to even make sense. But I've listened to the 911 call. It's actually very devastating. It sounds really like sad, to be honest. And I've seen a lot of folks who were saying like this karma. I think even Vivica Fox has said she believes that it's karma, considering how he talked about black women. And I'm just like, girl, I don't think that's karma. Because if I want to be honest, Vivica Fox has said some trash stuff about black folks on her platform. She was out here talking about black on black crime, which isn't a thing. But I think what we're seeing now, what we've been seeing over the last couple of years, is just folks getting these platforms and not being responsible with them, not doing the research, but more interested in the likes, the visibility, and the money that comes from it, even if it's not that much money, because it's being reported now that Kevin Samuels did not have his finances together. They say he was deeply in debt. They said that he wasn't bringing in a lot of money, but he was sitting next to Future doing a whole skit with Future, interviewing all these like famous like I'm just like sitting next to these famous rappers, like all these folks following him. Even Ralph from Drew's husband from Real Housewives of Atlanta follows Kevin Samuels. Like all these celebrities and stuff were connected somehow to Kevin Samuels. And this man was deep in debt and pretending in his Men in Black suits that he was rich. What I also found funny is that so many of the men were defending him. Some of these men were fat. And watching Kevin Samuels was anti-fat. He was very fatphobic, asking women what their weight is, and hey, like you calling low value women because of this and that, using these barometers to judge a person's worth. It's not helpful for the black community. Just because a person is quote unquote deemed overweight to society standard doesn't mean they're not a valuable person or whatever. Like, I wonder where we get this from. We're using metrics to determine a person's worth. You know who also does this? White folks does this. White people do that. And I love this TikTok video that I saw the other day. This black woman was talking about the correlation between that and slavery, how white people looked at black bodies, white slave owners looked at black bodies and chose their value on them. And I was like, wow, like that had me shook. I encourage you all to check out the TikTok. I like actually enjoy her content. Like I be scrolling on TikTok, but when I see her stuff, I enjoy it. But we will not be talking about Kevin Samuels 2 years from now. He's not a martyr in a sense. I think they're trying to make him one, but he's not established because Kevin Samuels is not a diamond in the rough. He's not something that has came out of nothing. Like, oh my gosh, he is doing some very easy content, some very low-hanging fruit, dragging black women, telling black women to get their stuff together. This is what you need to do. Da, da, da. Anybody can do that. Anybody can get online and shout and do that. Like, that's very easy. I mean, girl, you can probably get a segment on Fox News telling black folks to go to work because nobody wants to work these days. Nobody wants to get up and work. That's very easy content to tell folks to pick themselves up about the bootstraps and stuff. But what's harder is understanding and analyzing where all this stuff came from. It's easy to tell black folks, hey, y'all need to get out of poverty. Y'all need to find a job. But it's not easy finding the history of why black folks are in poverty to begin with. And it's not as easy as just saying, like talking about slavery, is redlining, redistricting, all these things that have pushed black folks further into poverty. Things that I am just now understanding over the last couple of years. And I want to read and understand and watch to be able to help black folks understand why we are in the situations that we are. Not to say, oh, this is a quote unquote excuse, but there's a reason why these things are happening. And we need to know these things so we can make a better future. I'm not interested in telling black folks, y'all need to invest money, you need to do that and that. That's so easy to do. Y'all need to invest. But if you're not talking about why black folks don't have money to invest from the beginning, then you're not really doing anything. You're talking into a void. Like it's nothing that we can do with that. And that's exactly what Kevin Samuels was doing. But it worked because black men have no issue sitting next to or watching a black man demean other black women. I mean, they literally like sit next to their friends and their folks in their community who are whole abusers and who they don't hold accountable, who do trash stuff all the time to their partners, their girlfriends, whatever, and they don't call them out. So I'm not surprised that a man that's sitting here, you know, justifying a lot of trash behavior is being followed by a lot of cishet black men who do not read. Doesn't surprise me at all. But you know, to end this, a lot of folks were upset. Oh, y'all celebrating death, da 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 da. I think people need to, like, that's another thing of like thinking, to sit up here and drag folks for quote unquote celebrating someone being dead versus letting a man continuously over the last couple of years drag black women and degrade them in video clips or whatever, because y'all excuse is, oh, y'all didn't watch the whole video. I don't need to watch a whole video of a white man saying the N-word for 10 minutes to understand that he should have never said the N-word from the beginning. And I think that's what y'all be trying to do. But see, y'all don't have any analysis. Y'all don't think. So that's y'all. You're very surface when it comes to these conversations, which is why y'all fell in love with Kevin Samuels, because he's a very surface nigga, point blank, period. But yes, black women, you know, not celebrating. A lot of them are not celebrating, but a lot of them like, girl, I don't really care. And I think that pisses y'all off because y'all want them to cry like y'all are. But black women have already shared a lot of tears, unfortunately. Even for black men being dead, like they've done it, but it's just they don't have any more energy to be shedding tears for black men who are not supporting them. They don't. I don't even have any tears for y'all cishet black men. Like a lot of y'all, I don't have a lot of energy for you all because y'all are not out here advocating for the protection of black queer folks, black women, black trans folks. Y'all don't care. So it's like, why would I keep doing? It's like, it's not making much numbers. So why would I waste my time? Why would I waste my time caring for somebody who doesn't care for me? Period. And you know, the young puss got him out, and it was some young non-black puss. So, girl, tell what y'all think. That's all I got, honey. And y'all enjoy y'all Tuesday, because I know I am. Because I'm in New York, about to go to this Broadway show and get my life. And I hope y'all are doing the same. Bye.